Hey, welcome back QBs to another video here on the channel. We're back in the How to Tame series. Welcome back, guys. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day, and if you're not, hopefully tomorrow is better for you. Guess what? We're doing a How to Tame series that you've been requesting. You've all been saying, let's get to the big stuff. You've been telling us the little stuff. How about that big stuff? Well, we're at the big stuff now. I'm going to be showing you how to tame a Rex today, how to trap it efficiently, all the best ways to tame it, the best kibble or food to give it, and all of its abilities, all are in this video, and why you should tame a Rex. So, let's get into this video. We have a couple of traps to show off. So I am in creative mode. So first of all, this is the first trap, which is my favorite trap. I always use gates. These are 4 behemoth gates. You got one gate on. You've got a gap big enough for you to get through, and then you have the other gate on your hotbar, as you can see. So the idea of this is on a runner like the Equus, which has a lot of stamina. You have the Rex chase you. You come in. You run through the side. The Rex turn radius isn't the best, and by that point you should have been able to run all the way around and secured the trap. This one over here is the second trap that we're going to be showing off, and this is just the standard stone gate trap. So when it runs in here, it gets stuck in the large bear trap, and then you run around the back and you secure it with 2 more gates, and that should keep that guy pretty much stuck. In theory. I've not had much success with this. I always prefer this method, and as always, you could just run and shoot, which is why we've got the Equus here today, because it is a really good tame for just running around. A lot of stamina and all that makes it really good. Okay, so we told you what you're going to do. Let me showcase these traps by spawning in some Rexes. Okay, so obviously when your Rex is in, getting their attention is the worst part. So you can do it just like this. On the back of an Equus, you can shoot at a Rex, and it's faster than a Rex, so you could keep shooting this guy just like this with your trank darts, your trank arrows and all that, and this guy will start to get mad, and well, he will chase you eventually, but you could just run off. Or you could do this method, which I better show you now. Get this guy to keep following you, which is a difficult feat, trust me. Having a Rex that follows you is quite difficult, so you're just going to keep stopping, wait for it to catch up a little bit, and then run again. If he gets a few bites off, it's not too bad. And then you're going to wait until he gets close enough, and you're just going to zoink out the side like this. You may take a bit of damage, and then you're going to run around. Oh my god, if you wasn't in first person. And chuck that on. Okay, so that wasn't the smoothest of runs. I should have really came out of first person for that, because I'm just not used to it. But as you can see now, the Rex is stuck solid within that gate. Which means that you could just stand here and shoot at it. Now, I may have left a bit too much of a gap here. We'll find out in a second. Can he get out? I pooped myself from his roar. I do not know. He's distracted anyway. So you got the idea of the trap. You leave a little gap, probably not that big, on the side of one of the gates. You run in with a mount. The Rex follows you in. You run out, go around the back, place the door, and the Rex is stuck for you just to knock out. The second method, which is probably a little bit easier, I would recommend using a different style of mount. So let me cry upon this guy real quick. Okay, so here's the second Rex. This time I am on an RG. It should be attached. As like I said, you might want to take a few hits from this guy, because look at this. He gets distracted so quick. So you can't just hit him a few times, you know, get him back to mad at you, and see he gets distracted again. The Rexes get distracted way too easy, especially if you're on a flyer. If you're on ground mounts, they seem to stay interested a little bit more, but this guy just does not care right now. He's like, bro, I'm doing my own thing. You do you. Okay, this time we're spawned another one in, because that guy is just not playing ball. He's walked off. So you have the Rex follow you into this bear trap. You can do this on foot as well. Like I said, I would recommend on foot. It gets stuck. You fly back around like this, and then you connect up these pieces. Oh, and if it will let you. There we go. So angle is always the key here. I didn't quite have enough time to put down the second one. But the idea is that that angle, because you can't place it on them, you have to place it within an angle like this, and then it would have been secured. Well, obviously, you can have little gaps, but you can't have full closure. And that would have dealt with this guy. I'm going to try that again, because this is not how I envisioned it working. Put that one there. Okay. I'm really probably not the guy for that trap. I tried to do this trap with the Giga as well, and the Giga kept morphing out of it. I don't know what I do wrong with this trap, but a lot of people use a trap similar to this, where they just box the Rex in and then put a gate at the back. or a giga and it traps it, fine. For me, I've never been able to do that. I don't know why, I just never been able to do that. So this is why I always go with this method. It is a proven easy method. Or, like I said, you just run after it. Because this guy is just there, you can run after it. I'm going to kill it though, because it's sort of in my way. Get out of it. Okay, so to the taming. Rexes will take a lot of trank darts. I mean, a lot. You're going to need to do this for a good 10-15 minutes, which is a bit of a shame. So if you have a good long neck like what I've got right here, and you got shock tranquilizers, that is the best method of trying to knock this guy out. Other than that, just a normal long neck with normal trank darts should do the job. It's just going to take you a little while. Make sure you stock up on that. Make sure you stock up on narcotics for when it's down. And depending on what kibble you're using, if you're going to use kibble or regular meat, which we'll talk about in a moment. So I'm going to knock this guy out, and then I'll show you the full taming process. Just a note, when knocking this guy out, shooting in the head won't do anything. It doesn't do a head. It doesn't have a head like extra damage or anything, like a multiplayer. It doesn't have a multiplier for the headshot, so if you shoot in the head, it's not going to do any difference torpor wise or damage wise. So just shoot it anywhere. I recommend shooting in the body because you got more ground to hit with, and it's less likely to not count. So once it's down, which is good timing, Bean. Good timing, thank you, Bean. You want to note that this guy you can tame or ride at level 74. So you can tame it whenever, but at level 74 you get that Rex saddle. Very cool. And that's the sort of cost that you're looking at. Okay, onto food wise. What's the best way to tame this? I would always recommend using kibble if you can. Now, I know it's not always a thing for people, but exceptional kibble is the kibble of choice for the Rex, and you will get an awesome tame. If you have extraordinary kibble, which is the one after this, you can also use that. So you can use any kibble above exceptional, but none below to get a perfect tame. You can use raw mutton, which will give a pretty decent level. Then you got raw prime, and then raw meat, and then raw fish meat. So raw fish meat is the worst, and we'll take unofficial 300 odd pieces to tame. There'll be 17 kibble needed for 150 on official, and it'll take 36 minutes. And if you're going to use cooked meat, you need 130, and you need 394 narcotics. Yeah, that's not very good. So chuck your whatever you're going to tame it with in, and then chuck your narcotics in if you've got any. My taming rates are extremely high, so I'm not going to need any. And then you just wait. Walk off. You know, you've got this new tracker now, so you can go disappear, and you'll be like, keep tabs on this guy, make sure his conscious state isn't going down too much, and see what taming effectiveness and what hunger it's on. Very, very cool. I'll be back once this guy's tamed up, and then we'll talk about its abilities and why you should get a Rex. The Rex has been tamed! Now your perfect meat eater is here. Give us a roar, which has got the intimidating buff. Now, well, it's not really a buff or debuff. It's just really cool. It's intimidating, so if you roar, creatures will poop. Or creatures that are smaller will poop. For example, if you go over to this moss chops over here and give it a little roar. You saw it with me earlier. When you poop, it will just be like, nope, and then poop itself. Okay, ready? So roar. That guy should have pooped. He's like, that's not for me, bro. That's not for me. And there we go. He laid a little poop. So if you want to farm some poop, get a Rex. No, I'm joking. That's not the reason for Rex. Rex is a strong creature and the boss battler, which is why you want it. Obviously, everyone knows what a Rex is. You don't even have to be in dinosaurs to know this. The few attacks that it does have, you have the left click, which is just a little bite. Your right click that does a roar, and that is it. It's got 2 attacks. It's very simple, but it's a Rex. It's overpowered. Oh, wait. Hey, what are you doing, bro? Get out of here. As you can see already, this is a max level, doing about 200 damage, which is not bad at all. Once you leveled it up, it's going to be increased insanely. Meat collector, super high. It's decent at collecting hide, but not the best. Giga is still higher, and so are direwolves and all that. Stamina-wise, pretty decent. For the size of the creature, you can run quite fast and all that. This guy's just basically a tank. Why wouldn't you want to ride it? I mean, it is the boss, like I said, the boss creature. You can take this into most boss fights, and you'll be set if you've mutated and prepped for the boss fight really well. PvP, it's great. Tank type creature as well, like I said. This guy's just an all-round beast. It's a tank. It's got good DPS. Got good health. And is that a creature floating? That's so cool. So the Rex is pretty standard. There's not much that you can really say on the Rex. It is a Rex. You know what a Rex is. It is a beast. But there is an alternative to this. You can get a Tech Rex saddle, which you can chuck onto the Rex as the actual saddle. And then you get this cool little effect saddle, which is all tech-like. It looks great. And this, you can get from defeating the bosses. So you defeat the bosses, you get yourself a tech wreck saddle. I think if you defeat the dragon, you get it, I think. And then this guy is super cool. So you could drag element into the tech suit to power it up, because obviously element runs everything that's tech in this game. Alright, so check this out. Once the element's in there, you see these little things on the side of its head. If you press control on the keyboard, these come around its face, right? You ready for this? And then you can shoot with the left click. And this becomes into a really strong gun on the face with a pretty good distance. Now, aiming is a little bit difficult. You can zoom in. I never really knew you could zoom in. Look at that, 800 damage for direct hit. Instant death. This is using up element though, so just be careful. I mean, you can just spam like this. Obviously your element will go down. You have a little element bar up top. That's how much element you've got left. 16%. And it's just really cool. Look at that. It's super fun. Having a Rex that's all teched up and has these cool little cannon lasers on it. Really, really cool. And obviously provides a lot more protection than a standard one. Let's see how much. We're on 96%. How many bullets do we lose? We lose, what, about 6%? No, 4% each shot. So if you're spamming away like this, that is really cool. That is extremely cool. Anyways, guys, this is the Rex and how to tame a Rex. I know it's been a little bit scattered. I apologize. Hopefully, I'll revisit this if people don't understand. But the two types of traps are this one, which I prefer. This is my favorite type of trap. And then I couldn't get that one to work today, and I've never been able to get this one to work properly. But people are so good at making traps that are so much cheaper to make. Or you use your Equus or a fast land mount that you can shoot off the back of, and you can tame it that way. Other types of tames, if you're really feeling adventurous, you could try and trap it on a ledge like sort of this, but just be aware that on the island the Rex can climb the majority of ledges, so unless it's like a straight cliff, you've got no chance. This is so much fun. Anyways, guys, that's been the episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Today we've looked at a slightly better creature which has been requested. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, make sure to like button, subscribe to become a human being, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a fantastic day. Bye. I can't get these off me. Transformers, assemble!